Hello and welcome to video walkthrough number 2 of the new house. The last video showed what was pretty much an empty shell of a house that had the masonry done and the frame. This time we've done some finishing touches, including, as you can see here, the new siding on the house, and we've done a lot of rough electrical and plumbing work, as well as put some gutters on the house. Starting up front, you can see that we have the siding done up front for the most part. The front porch is still not done. But this is what's called Shosugiban siding. It is cedar planks that were charred by hand using a blowtorch and polyurethane and then hung on the house. It's designed to give it sort of a modern look to it. We decided to go vertical with the layout of the siding for the most part, so that it looks good going up and down, and it's got a very shiny look. As you get closer, because we made this by hand, it's not weatherproof, it looks like, in the long run, and it looks like it's going to start to patina over time. We're going to decide if we like that look or we need to touch it up, but for now we took a risk with this, and we think it's going to look good. This is what the front of the house looks like as we move over to the side. We put the Shosugiban siding such that you could see it from the outside of the house and from the street, and then once you travel more towards the inside in the alley here, we went with straight vinyl siding. This is called Misty Shadow, this color. As we walk through the alley, we can see that there's some boxes here with wire sticking out. These are going to be for outdoor lights, like the alley motion sensor lights. This is a new pocket that we built to put the new gas meter. It was previously in a dangerous location inside the garage. We took an old window here and put brick over it, and we gave a little pouch so there'd be enough room between the two houses to put the new gas meter and gas regulator in. The gutters here are a new addition. The town required us to put all the rainwater has to drain into the sewer, which is not like most towns. So anyway, we built a big drainage system that drains into the sewer, and the gutters are now in. This travels all the way up to the top, and that catches the bottom part of the roof. And there's another drain over here, another gutter over here, that catches the rainwater from the back of the house. Now, the back of the house is also complete, at least as far as the siding goes. And that's going to have a nice look to it. We were thinking about doing Shosugiban on both sides, but mainly for budgetary reasons, we left it as is, and I think this is going to have a nice look. It's going to match color-wise the front of the house as best as we can, and I think it looks pretty sharp back here. Up on top is where the gutter is to catch the rain from the back of the house. So, as we go back through to the inside, this backyard, by the way, is a complete disaster. Needs to have a lot of work done to it. That's just something we're going to get to next. First, we got to finish the house. Going back through the alley and into the house through the driveway, we still have a temporary garage door here. This is going to be a garage door. In the meantime, it's just a walk-in door right now. I have to do some clean out inside of here. It's still a bit of a mess from masonry work. But when this is done, this will be my driveway. And what you'll notice, you'll see a lot of wiring now because we've done a great deal of electric work. Actually, first of all, this is where the old gas line used to come in, and the gas meter was right there where I would be parking the car. So now the gas line comes in up here, that black pipe, and it's going to travel above the drywall and into the house that way, so it's now in a safer location. Wiring all over the place. We have a lot of things that are fixtures, either for smoke detectors and or lights that are going to go in, and also outlets which are going to be put here in the basement. Now we're going to start with a very interesting part here. All what you see right here is all of the wiring for the sound and the data. What we're going to do is we're going to put an equipment area right here for all of the stereo equipment, the home theater system, the internet, and the satellite TV are going to come in down here. And we're going to wire the living room for 7.2 surround, and we're going to put stereo speakers in various other places throughout the house. And all the TVs are going to be controlled down here. So we're doing all of this wiring now before the lights go in. I happen to be very fortunate that my brother does this stuff for a living, so he graciously agreed to come in and volunteered actually to set this up for me. This would have cost me many thousands of dollars. But what you see right here, this is all low voltage wiring for speakers and for TV. And it all is going to come in down here in the basement. So, stepping into this room, this is where the machine room is going to be. This is where the old furnace and boiler used to be. They are now in the trash somewhere. And we are going to put our own new system in for heating and cooling the house. It's going to be separated between here and the roof of the house. These are some various coils, thermostat wire, things that come down to control it. This is the gas line coming in. And where you see throughout the house these red and blue tubes, these are called PEX tubing, and this is all hot and cold water, which are used in many cases. Gas line coming in and hot and cold water coming through. This is where the main breaker for the house is. We're upgrading the service from 100 to 200 amp. We threw the old one away, and this is where the main wiring comes in. We're going to have a sub panel upstairs, which I'll show you in a moment. So coming in through the basement now, we'll see that we actually have lights up. And these are the finished product, although we don't have bulbs in all of them yet, and they're roughly wired. You can see that we have recessed lighting going down the entire downstairs. They're going to turn on and off in zones. We have all the boxes in place, which are all over the place in the house, but right now it's just hardwired to one big on or off switch. But eventually I'll be able to control all of these. We're going to have a chandelier here in the dining room where I'm standing. This is going to be over the dining room table. We're going to have a TV on that wall over here, and this is roughly what this is going to look like. So the TVs are all laid out. On the right is an outlet for the television, and on the left is where the HDMI cables are coming in and are going to connect to the equipment room down in the basement. The reason we're doing this with this sort of crude looking conduit here is that all of these walls on the external side of the house are about to get spray foam insulated. In order to meet the R value, which is a rating for your insulation that the code required, the only way we're going to be able to do it is to put spray foam insulation in, meaning that all the wiring that's in the walls and all the tubing is pretty much going to be entombed in the walls once we do this. So we have to make sure we get this all exactly right, at least anything that's going on an external wall right now. So we are pointing all this out now. The reason we're doing this now and not later is so we can hide all the wiring for audio, visual, and data in the walls, spray foam them in, and we won't have to worry about it at a later time and exposing the wires along the walls. And now we're using this rough conduit, which is pretty much just a hose we found at a hardware store, so that we could pull cables later on if we have to. So the conduit's going to be entombed in the walls, but if we need to pull new wires in case something goes wrong with the stereo wire, or we want to future-proof it or something, we'll be able to do that. So this is still a work in progress. I should finish it this week. But back to what I was saying, we picture this as a living space. The dining room table is going to be roughly where I'm standing, so you can watch TV. And we're going to have stereo speakers up in the ceiling, one there, and then one over there. That's what those wires are. And I'll be able to watch TV and listen to it as well on premium sound. So this is the dining room. We have outlets per code all on the floor where they need to be. Those are those boxes right there. Those boxes are rated for external walls of a house. And the kitchen is going to begin roughly right here. We have it marked out on the floor. It might not come through on the video very well, but right there, that rectangle shows where the wall ovens are going to be. So as such, we have outlets for those right here. The kitchen is going to travel down this way, and you'll be able to see water fixtures and gas coming in. Gas is for the range. This water fixture right here is for the pot filler, which is going to go over the stove. This is for the sink and dishwasher. This is water coming in and then a drain going out right there. The drain is vented up through the ceiling and up to the roof. This outlet here is for the refrigerator. This, I believe, is for the countertop. Yes, this is for the countertop. Over here, we're going to have a pantry, which goes up this entire wall here. and we put an outlet inside the pantry so I can put some countertop appliances away inside there. There's going to be an island, which is going to have 3 pendant lights hanging over it. That's 1, 2, and 3. The island's going to be about 14 feet and right where I'm standing right here. So it's going to go this way and take up a big portion of the middle of the room. So I figured, well, since I'm going to be standing here doing most of my preparation for cooking, we're going to put a TV on that wall over there. So that outlet in the middle of the wall is going to be a TV that we can watch in the kitchen. Coming over here to the living room office area, this wall is going to be the office. So we're going to put a whole bunch of cabling, which you can see down here, for the network. We're going to put all the equipment like my computer, the Xbox, the Amazon Fire TV. They're all going to connect from here and then go down to the basement, and then the signal is going to get routed throughout the house. I'm going to put a desk here, and you can see the rough plumbing for the upstairs bathrooms. Drains are over here for the sink and the toilet and the shower, which are right above this, and also the water, hot and cold water, which is going into the bathroom upstairs. Now, this is going to be the living room. Over there is the TV, so that big outlet in the middle, that is where the TV is roughly going to be centered, and we're going to do 7.2 surround in here. So I've marked off by X's. You can see those on either side of the TV, to the left and to the right, where the wall speakers are going to go. We're going to have a center speaker in the middle, and we're going to have 2 subwoofers, one in that corner and one down in that corner over there. We're going to have surround speakers up in the ceiling, which are going to be ceiling mounted. One right there, one right there, one right there, and one right there. So these details are all very important. It might seem a bit of a lot right now, but if we didn't put this all on right now, we'd be running cable outside the windows, or outside the walls and the windows, and you'd see them all running throughout the room. It would look very, very unclean. So we'd be able to hide all this away. Over here is another detail. We're going to do Hunter Douglas shades, and this wire right here, the shade's going to be motorized. So this wire right here is going to power the shades, so that we'll be able to use remote control and or smart home devices such as an Amazon to Alexa to open and close the shades. Right there is an outlet for the Amazon camera, which we're going to get, which is going to point back out behind me and take a look at the entire room. Getting closer over here, take a look at the work we did to wire everything. This is a little crude right now. We might touch it up a little bit, but this is the crude conduit we're using. And we also ran speaker wires up into the bedroom, which are going to go up through a hole right over there, and those are going to go up into the master bedroom. So we also have stereo sound and TV up in the master bedroom. So backing up, like I said in my previous video, we'll be able to have a pretty impressive home theater system here with just a little bit of effort in the beginning and wiring. I actually own most of the equipment, but I can't really turn it up in my apartment because I'll wake up the entire building. But over here we'll be able to make some noise and watch and listen to whatever we want. This wall is going to have a couple switches on it. All the switches are roughed and inside the house already. It's going to have a couple switches, and the thermostat's going to come in for the first floor. And we're going to have a Wi-Fi, that thing that says Cat 6 right there. We're going to have a Wi-Fi repeater right there. This is the first floor bathroom, a half bathroom. We've been using a lot of this space. We created a drop ceiling in here for various flues and things coming and going from the house. Cooling cables, that black thing on the right, gas being vented from the basement, a vent for a ceiling fan for this bathroom right here. So build a drop ceiling to make room for all of that. We have a hand dryer, which is going to go right there. Vanity coming in, and here's where you can start to see some of the finishing touches. This is going to be the rough outlet for the faucets here in the bathroom. Instead of having faucets that come in through the vanity, I got faucets which are going to be mounted to the wall. So we had to rough mount them before we built anything. So that's what this is right here. Drain. The hot water and cold water have that bump out because we're going to put disconnects or shut-off valves for each one of them underneath the vanity. Toilet goes in here, and switch for the room. We have a half bathroom. All right, headed to the upstairs. This is a finishing touch right here. This is the staircase. which is the final staircase. We had a temporary staircase in here during the framing project, which has been now removed. And this one, I saw just a picture online of a really cool effect of a waterfall staircase where the treads and the risers sort of come together like that. And we're going to put drywall up in here, so this entire thing's going to be walled off, and you'll just be able to see sort of a waterfall look, a sawtooth look of the staircase sticking out. I think it's going to look really neat. Right now, the staircase is being protected by these pieces of wood and this paper, so it doesn't get destroyed during the construction phase. We'll see how that goes. In order to light this, we're going to put some kind of light box here. We've got to build something bespoke, but that's what this wire is. We're going to, inside that wood frame right there, we're going to have something that lights the staircase, because it's going to be very tough to change light bulbs up there. So we decided to kind of light it in a different way. One other thing down here, which I didn't show, the HVAC for the house is going to be open ductwork throughout. So this area right here was built in order to send hot and cool air up through the house, and also to have return air opening to go back into the basement. When the walls are put in, we're going to have a duct that's going to go about out to the middle of the stairs, and then about out to the middle of the bedroom. That's going to be exposed right here, and that's where the heating and cooling for the downstairs is. So as we head upstairs, a bit less elaborate up here, but in the hallway we're going to have a panel here, a sub panel for the upstairs, which will be here in the hallway. This had to be exposed in a hallway and not inside of a closet. We had to be able to reach it as part of code. And up here you can see the HVAC ductwork. This is going to go up to the roof, where the rest of the HVAC equipment is going to be for heating and cooling. We're going to store a lot of that on the roof. So this is the main hallway, and in order, because there's going to be ductwork running throughout here, we couldn't really do too many ceiling lights, so we're going to put sconces in. There's one, there's another one, there's another one, and there's the last one. So the hallways and the stair area are all going to be lit from a sconce. Going to the front of the house, this is the first bedroom of the house. This room, it has 7 outlets in it as per code. I don't know what I'm going to do with 7 outlets, but if code says I have to have one, we're going to have it. And we're going to have a light fixture up there. Right now we have a light bulb. This is going to be the linen closet, nothing to see here. The bathroom, this is a finishing touch that had to be roughed in. That's the tub. That will be the tub we're going to use. We now have some of the ducts coming in. Well, they're not done yet, but they're not connected to anything. But this is how this room is going to be cooled through and heated through that vent right there. Exhaust going out to the ceiling, and we roughed in the same thing up here. We have a wall-mounted faucet, and we roughed all that in. And also we roughed in the shower head, the sprayer valve, and the faucet for this tub. Coming into the middle bedroom of the house, you can see we have a bunch of outlets as per code on the floor. We have one light for the room. We're going to hang a fixture up there. And you can see this room is very very close to the neighbor's house, only about 3 feet between us. And this corner here is the fume hood from the kitchen range, which needed to be an 8-inch pipe. We didn't know where to put it, so we sacrificed this corner of the house. Because we're so close, the kitchen and this wall is so close to the neighbor's house, by code there's not enough room just to go through the wall and send the fumes outside, so we had to go up to the roof. So this corner is we're gonna call it the cattywampus corner, and this is where we're going to vent up to the roof from the kitchen. It won't look that bad, just one little bump out. Over here is our closet for the washer dryer. There's a drain in the floor for that, water coming in, and gas coming in down here for the dryer. We used a lot of this space as well for all the various flues and everything that are coming up through the roof, and also a dryer vent. And all of this is going to come up and go up through the ceiling and into the roof. And also we're going to have cooling coils come back down through the house. So that's what that black tube is. Finally, this is the master bedroom. Same thing in here as the other rooms. We have a ton of outlets, more than I know what to do with. and that's all per code. This room is going to be lit by recessed lighting and by a fixture in the middle of the room. We could put a fan in there, haven't decided yet. This is the walk-in closet. It's going to have a light and it's going to be cooled there. The ductwork is going to come in this way, and we're going to heat and cool the room by running the ductwork along this wall and into the bathroom through that little attic right there. This is where the TV is going to go, behind this ladder. And earlier when I said we're going to wire for stereo speakers up here, we're going to be able to watch TV and listen to it in stereo up here. That's what all those white wires are that are dangling from the inside walls. I like to listen to music when I'm getting ready in the morning, so I put speakers up in here as well. They're going to be up here and up here. This is the shower, which has been roughed in. Shower head, sprayer, and that'll be that for this. This is not a tub, it's just a shower, so there's no faucet. This entire system is under pressure, so we know it's not leaking, which is good because we're about to spray foam the whole thing in. And the vanity and bathroom sink are all right here. And we have our drain vents, which go up, travel through the ceiling. They marry the other ones and then go through in the house, and they go up through the roof over there. And our exhaust is right here. So this is the electric and plumbing walkthrough of the house. Next up is we're going to spray foam everything in the ceiling for the roof and all the external walls, and they're all going to be permanently spray foamed in so that we're insulated. And then from there we can then get to flooring, walls, and everything else that needs to be done. So we'll see you at the next video walkthrough.